Hello everyone, Pallytub here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. Hope you guys are having a great day today. In today's video, we are going to continue our antics to pick good solo laners that you can always just queue up for in quick match and not have to worry about the enemy team's composition. In the first video, we showed off Alarak and we had some really good success there. In this video, we're going to be looking at Ragnaros and just how well he can control a lane and stay alive in the early game, as well as transition into the late game to just be an absolute menace. I hope this isn't a surprise for most of you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on Brax's Holdout, a team all solo top. And we are going to go for the Sulfurous Smash build here today, which starts with Sulfurous Hungers. Every time you kill a minion with Empower Sulfurous, which is your Q ability, you are going to increase its damage by 30. Once you are done with this quest, it's going to have an additional 100. So is that 130? I'm pretty sure it is. Bonus damage on your Q. Now this is significant because you're going to be using this to stay alive. You can also farm these stacks up pretty easy even by yourself. The trick is to kind of be here waiting for the minion wave to arrive. You can throw your meteor into it, which is your W ability, Living Meteor. It's a skill shot that then rolls a ball. And then use your E ability to deal more area of effect damage as well. And it will kind of, look at those claw marks there. It'll kind of soften up a lane and get it ready for you to engage on. So there we go. How many was that? That was one. So we'll just soften up this backline, and then boom. Now, the important thing to remember about your Q ability is that it operates off of your auto attack timer. Solo lane Lucio here for the enemy team. I'm sure that's going to be great. Operates off of the auto attack timer, so you always want to auto attack and then Q immediately after to get the most use out of it. Here we go. The lane's coming up. Drop the meteor, going with the E. Soften these guys up. I actually accidentally hit the Q, but that's no big deal. Boom, stacks, boys. Now, normally this wouldn't be the case. Lucio would be with his team and you'd be going up against someone else in the lane, but it's important to notice that every time you use your Q ability, you are going to be healing. It's going to heal for 20% of the damage. So as long as you can focus on getting these stacks early on, then you're going to be... We have a stealthy with us. There's a stealthy among us, team. You're going to be able to pretty easily heal in a solo lane. Even if like you're in a position where you don't think you're gonna win the solo lane, you can let them push in, and then we would simply kill off the lane as it approaches the tower. 2 more stacks there. Now, you can stack up the whole minion wave pretty quickly if you're proficient with it. I will admit that I don't play Ragnaros all that very often, but you know, I'm not terrible at it, I think. No, I might be terrible at it. Might be terrible at it, team. We are at 12 stacks, though, out of the 30 we need, so it's going up pretty quick. We are in full control of the top shrine as of right now, and looks like we're about to be in full control of the bottom shrine as well. So we should be looking for the enemy team to rotate up, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. We have bottom, so I don't even need to move in on this. While I'm outnumbered, we can just simply play safe, even though it looks like we are losing some people down below. No big deal. Do we want to go for spell block versus this team? That might be a good idea. So Living Meteor is going to grant spell block now. We're simply going to use that to kind of outlive some of the damage that Chromie and Valera are going to be dealing. I could probably move back in on this now. Valera has been missing for a while. Let's see. Oh, she's back. Okay. But we have the spell block, so if she opens up on me, it's going to be significantly less damage. And of course, we can simply heal back any damage she just dealt to us with our Q. Pretty good stuff, man. Pretty good stuff. We'll go ahead and let her leave, and we'll put some pressure on this Lucio. Simply knock him off of this little pedestal here, and we will control both ends of the objective. A quick trip over to the sippy cup will keep us pretty healthy. And it looks like our Valera's here as well to help zone. If he rotates down, we'll just move back in. We see 2 confirmed in the bottom lane. Chromie deciding to show up now as well. It looks like they did a full rotation up here, so we probably don't want to stay too long. We'll go ahead and disengage simply because we are so heavily outnumbered here. I think a point that a lot of new players mistake or get wrong or don't quite understand is you don't have to like push a tower down to win your lane. You simply need to make sure that you're getting as much XP as possible. So I'm very far away from the minion wave right now, but you can still see that I got XP when that... I didn't notice it was you solo top already. What? You'll notice that even though we were very far away from those minions, we are still able to secure that XP, no problem. And at the end of the day, Soak is the name of the game. If you want to win games, you want to get ahead on XP and beat the enemy team to those milestone levels, level 7, level 10, 13, 16, and really start to pull ahead. But it also comes down to your team using that advantage at the same time as well. I'm going to go ahead and focus on my stacking here. So to the back line. I should have softened them up a little bit more. This has gotten nerfed a few times, and I honestly haven't done this build in a while, so the last hitting numbers aren't quite what I remember. We're going to reduce the cooldown of Empower Sulfuras as long as we hit multiple members of the enemy team. We are going to have to reposition here a little bit. We can't go ahead and just do our trait on this building, though. And kind of hit these guys with some long range stuff as they are starting to move in pretty hard on this point. Maybe allow our Valera to do a little bit of something, at least force these guys back for the time being. Looks like we got a Brightwing kill with that setup, and I'm just going to continue poking at these guys as they move into the area, although the Molten Core mode is going to be ending very soon. We have our Sippy Cup momentarily as well. There's a regen globe up top, so we can easily just wait for this and then re-engage on this point. No problemo. Hopefully she waits. I'm gonna ping that I'm on my way. She didn't wait, but we got it anyway. So we do need to be careful here, because we don't know where the stealthy is. And I'm not super healthy. Surprise, surprise. Pally time not super healthy? Who would have guessed? There we go. That's a Brightwing kill. Oh no! There we go. That's a Brightwing kill. That's a stack for our Sulfuras. Never mind. No, it's not. And we do get the top shrine once again, progressing towards the objective just by playing safe, just by making sure that we stay healthy. All right, we need to... I do kind of hate laning with someone when I am trying to stack up these things, but we only have 7 more to go. Again, this can be done much faster. Maybe I'll make a separate video showing exactly how that can be done. I think we're going to stay up top because it should just be easy, non-contested XP. The enemy team obviously didn't get too much going for them there, so I think just staying up and soaking might be a good move for us here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. So we could just push this right in, kill the Sippy Cup off pretty quick, and then have a pretty sizable advantage here. Let's go ahead and pick up Sulfuras Smash. We're going to be using this in team fights as we progress in the game, and this will allow us to just deal a massive, massive, massive amount of damage to enemies that find themselves in the middle of our crosshairs. This should, actually, the enemy team now missing from bottom, so we're just going to go ahead and back it up. We did make them choose whether or not they wanted to defend this full objective or answer to me. It looks like only 2 still located in the bottom lane. So they could still be, their Valera could be rotating up, I don't really know. We'll just go ahead and poke with our Meteor, get that spell shield up. If he wants to engage, I mean, we can party. This should be a kill. And then we can go ahead and heal off of that. Almost get another kill. Beautiful. Beautiful. That proved several points there. We were able to live not only because our Valera came to help us, that was definitely a good point, but we used our level 10 that we achieved before the enemy team to our advantage, killing off Valera before she even knew what hit her. And then we were able to heal off of Lucio with the bonus damage of our Q, which is now done stacking, by the way. And we were able to out-trade him in a situation where most other characters would have died. Yeah, I'm coming. Let's go ahead, start with the Meteor, then roll in here. Beautiful. So we have a 2-level lead on these guys right now. Top has already been dealt with. And of course, this is where our next objective is going to be. So the next objective becomes a bit more valuable now since we already have the keep down in this lane. And we're just going to push this out and try to not to overextend. The only reason I'm pushing out this far is because we know where everyone on the enemy team is currently. And they're, well, they're just kind of ignoring me. So we'll just get some value up here. If we can get this wall down, then that means that our objective is going to get pretty much a guaranteed keep in this lane. So we'll go ahead and start to smash into this a little bit. Not going to overstay my welcome, though. We still see Valera in the bottom, at least for the time being, but now it appears she might be rotating, so we'll just let these minions do their job, unless she's still there. We're actually getting kills on Chromie, so I'm going to stay. We're going to increase the healing of our Sulfurous Smash. Again, it scales with the damage that we deal. We're already at max stacks, and now we're going to be getting more healing from this talent as well. And we should just be able to full-on trade into this Zul, make him walk away, force him to leave. If they want to stay and trade with me, they can. They already use polymorphs, so we can just become a building and smack these guys around, force them back. We don't have to stay in here for the full duration. If we're worried about dying after, we could just leave. Let's see. Do we have reinforcements coming? We do slowly. Let's kite these guys around a little bit. We can heal off of the minion wave. We need that spell shield. Now we'll just go in and trade. Beautiful. Nicely done. Very nicely done. All right, looks like Lucio is capping top for our team. I am a little low on mana, so I'm going to go ahead and... maybe not. We'll just go get the sippy cup, actually. We did lose our Valera somewhere on the map. That is totally okay. Let's get this wall down. I don't want them to have any vision they don't necessarily need. And it looks like... Huh. Okay. Well, was expecting that. So, I was doing alright staying alive until the Chromie came along. Ragnaros doesn't have an answer for the Chromie combo until level 10, or 20, excuse me, where we can get the stasis and kind of dive under. Now that I know she has that, which, I mean, they were talking about it before, too. Now that I know that's in play, we'll definitely be actively countering that as we continue to progress our build. Keep in mind, we do have the spell block just for her, and I think... yeah, we're fine. We're going to be A-okay, team. Now, we don't necessarily have to go for the stasis to counter her. I don't think it's absolutely necessary. Looks like the friendly team is winning this trade here. They just need to make sure that they channel on that. If there's 1-2 here, then here's the Valera. Okay. Go ahead and get that spell shield going. Brightwing's teleporting in on that as well, so we're just going to back out. Don't want to go into a trade we don't have numbers for. Did that hit? Maybe? No. We don't have any business here. It'd be much better for us just to head up to the top lane and start farming some more XP up there, if nothing else. Zul's being chased away. It looks like Lucio's already up here as well. So we are going to have a team fight on our hands as we approach this lane. That boost is going to allow him to get to safety, but the enemy team is pretty split up, and we find ourselves a nice Valera we can take down. Gul'dan, however, is isolated from the team and will be dealt with pretty quickly. We still have even numbers here, but Chromie knows exactly where we're all standing, and she's going to be able to deal a lot of damage with that. Sulfurous Smash out on the Chromie is going to secure a kill, and we're just going to chase this Zul down. Looks like we do have the objective taken away for us, and that is going to be a very sizable lead in the top lane. We'll go ahead and clear this, getting ready for the objective, and we're about to have a lot of stuff going down over here. We are going to go for Empower Sulfurous, deals extra damage to heroes because we want to heal for more damage as well. Are you starting to see a trend, team? I hope you are. Valera going way too deep for really no reason, but that's okay. We can go ahead and just start to get this ready. The Zerglings are approaching, and it looks like this will be a free keep for the home team. We know Chromie has her abilities ready again, and we're just going to try to do our best to avoid them for the time being. Sulfurous Smash still on cooldown for another 14 seconds as Valera opens up on our Lucio on the back line. This building is down, and I will be taking it over. Oh, just barely taking it over. Hopefully my team continues to push in because I am very low on health here. I'm going to be pinging a lot as I am keeping the rest of the enemy team at bay. We are going to have to Q and just auto-attack something to stay alive. Looks like Lucio is going to be healing us up as well. Zul feared away with the scary circle is going to be killed off, and now we have Ultralisks on the core, team. Is this enough to win? I don't really know. We're just going to have to be healthy. We do have Sulfurous Smash. We do have a minion wave here we can heal off of. But Chromia is actually poking us down quite a bit. I'm dead. Or not! Oh, beautiful! Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. We good, team, we good. I'm gonna get out. I suppose I may have been able to save him, but I think it's just a case of we stayed too long. All right, looks like I got out. That's good. This, like, one little Hydralisk and a few other Zerglings got so much value down here in the bottom lane for the enemy team, actually. They've been alive forever. We did get the core down to 47%. I just didn't think we had the staying power to actually sit there and continue to trade into it. Now that we have some free time on the map, though, and it's going to be a little while before the enemy team kind of catches up to us, we can go ahead and take this camp. That's no problem. We can push this back and get a little bit more leverage here in the bottom lane as well. Now, basically, with the next objective, what we want to be thinking about is making the enemy team decide on something, forcing them into an impossible decision. So essentially, because we already have top lane so exposed and the core almost dead, for the next objective, we can simply not push the bottom lane, let the objective do that for us, and then move in top and try to get a kill on that core. And we can get a lot of value out of that. However, I'm just gonna die. Yep, just gonna die. Just way out of position. Way out of position. And that's gonna lead to more deaths as well, so that's definitely something that we should have completely avoided. There was really no reason to take that camp. Worst case scenario, if we don't check that camp, is they get a camp. Worst case scenario, if we go try to contest that camp, is we die and they still get that camp. And that's exactly what happened there. The catapults are heading in up top. We were the only one that died there, so at least that's good. Looks like Lucio and... Oh, Nova did take one to the dome, but that's all things considered, we're okay. We're okay. If this isn't dealt with soon, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble, and Zul doesn't appear to be going back anytime soon as this fight over nothing continues on our side of the map. So we are going to have some uncontested core damage here if they decide to stay. And again, Zul would be their best lane clear, and he's just kind of hanging out on the bottom side of the map right now. If the enemy team wants to stay, we do have Molten Core, and we can do a lot of damage to them, provided that the friendly team continues to give me sight. I think we just go in and... Yeah, let's go ahead and Molten Core here. I did miss the Sulfur Smash quite a little, or by a little. Let's see, Valera here. We're gonna have to heal up off this Brightwing. Meteor that way for the spell shield. Heal off Lucio. I don't think I'm gonna be able to live through anymore. Simply surrounded on all sides. Those catapults were dealt with. Yeah. We were fighting over nothing. It's okay. So that impossible decision that we have to make the enemy team make now is not going to be as strong. Because we're just going in one at a time and dying right now, that means that they're going to be able to get a fair amount of this objective. You can see Valera completely cut off. It's the running in one at a time mentality that we weren't really doing at the start of the game, but as we got that lead and we got a little bit more confident, the team started to take on a little bit more. Looks like the enemy team is going to get a full objective that's going to be pushing towards our top lane. Luckily for us, the top lane is where we have the most defenses. The fort is still standing with the majority of the walls. But we should be able to fight this no problem as long as everyone stops running in. All top. We need our Gul'dan up top. He has our best wave clear, but I could do a little bit as well. And once he gets up here, we should be fine. He can clear this out really quick. Looks like Gul'dan's still in the bottom lane, however. They're just giving up more kills, giving the enemy team more of an advantage here, which is not what we want. Not what we want at all. But that being said, we're also going to be able to clear this out. So that decision I was talking about, they're kind of pulling the same thing on us. And the correct answer here, I think, would have been to actually defend the tier 2. Because now they have catapult pressure in the bottom lane. So I think we made a mistake there. Maybe Gul'dan was doing the right thing. I'm not going to be running in, not going to try to get some kills, just trying to keep them back. Don't want any core damage to be dealt. And it looks like they are going to be leaving. Chromie's still taking her pot shots over here. Looks like that one. Oh, almost hit me. We can simply get this camp right up here, and we can have a little bit of map pressure on the enemy team right now, and it looks like that's what they're going to be moving into and doing as well. Zula's running towards our team right now. I don't want to go too deep. The bro shield has already been used, and we need to dodge these chromie spells on the other side of the screen. That emerald win is simply to disengage me. It's not going to bring me out of position like it was earlier. Chromie is having a little bit of trouble with our Valera, so she wasn't able to do the full combo. We can go ahead and try to smash that Brightwing. It lands really nicely there, and I'm going to actually heal up off of these skeletal mages in the back just to stay alive. Between that and Lucio keeping me up, we were able to live. We do have a sippy cup that I can grab, and then if we wanted to continue to contest this, we can, but the enemy team does have level 20, and we do need to take it easy, basically. Going a little too ham, team. I'm going to farm up the bottom lane really quick, get some health back, and then we'll push wherever the opportunity arises. I'm not going to be looking to overextend while half our team is dead. No reason to do that at all. They did get that bottom camp. Not a big deal. We can kill that in about 3 seconds flat. But it does mean that they're on our side of the map, so maybe going for this camp would be a little bit too risky. We do see Brightwing in the base with the catapult pressure that we have on the core. Do we want to go for Submerge? I think we might. I do love Molten, or Heroic Difficulty. Heroic Difficulty is fan-fucking-tastic, but I think we might actually need the Submerge just to stay alive through the potential Chromie damage. All right, top objective is up, and the majority of the team is up here, so we should be able to get this no problem. Go ahead and send out that meteor on the minion wave, soften up that camp a little bit. They have vision of us. I believe that's with the Chromie talent, but it didn't appear as though they had numbers there. Now, our Nova is still back at the base trying to fend off that push, which the push isn't a big deal. It'll just die to residual core damage. Chromie is being pushed off by our Valera right now on the back line. We are going to head out with the Sulfurous Smash, but it's not going to deal any damage because the Bro Shield was up. We can go ahead and just throw out Meatballs, try to get that Spell Shield back, and we're just going to need to disengage a little bit here. Now, I can hop into the building. I'll let the team know we have Molten Core ready to use, and I'll go ahead and try to fend these guys off just a little bit more, but it looks like, for the most part, everyone's very low on health here and is just looking to kind of disengage, looking to get out as safely as possible. I'm still trying to land some pot shots in here. Looks like we will pick up a chroma kill with the help of Valera, and we can at least push back middle a little bit. I don't want to trade into this too much. Whoa, way more damage than I thought. The second mercenary camp currently hitting the core still hasn't gotten through the shield, so we're fine in that regard. And while all of that fighting was going on, we did get the majority of that objective channeled, so that's good. Also, this objective, we don't really have that decision that we have to force the enemy team to make, because quite simply the objective is only going to hit the core, and that's exactly what we want. We have numbers advantage in the bottom lane. They're going to push in and grab that objective, making so the channel is no longer happening for the enemy team. And I don't think that's the right way to go, but we'll go ahead and try to run up with our team, meet them up at the top. Nova wants to stay down bottom just to scout it out. That's totally okay. Looks like only Zul up top for the enemy team right now. Chromie's still dead. Lucio and Brightwing taking over that camp, and we once again have the objective ticking for us. If they want to push in here, we just want to stop them. We're running interference right now. Not trying to actually get any kills, just zoning them away from that objective to make sure that we can secure it. Now we definitely want everyone to group up top, all core, top. And we can push in and win this game, no problemo. Beautiful. So again, I know I'm not the most competent Ragnaros player in the whole world. A lot of my Sulfurous Smashes were misused. Right here, that's not a bad one. I could have certainly not used them on top of bro shields and things like that, but that'll come with just practice. The principles of this build, however, I hope are shining through. I hope you can see just how good of a lane presence Ragnaros has and how well he transitions into the late game as well. He is a fantastic character that can hold his own just up against just about any team comp that the enemy team may throw at you. And even though I was in an off lane for the majority of the game, we can still see our hero damage is quite high and comparable with the rest of our team. Sorry if the screen was a little bit yellow. It's a little bit later than I thought. My flux was kicking in. MVP is going to go to that Nova. If we go ahead and look at our talents, what you're going to see here is pretty standard other than maybe the level 4 talent. I picked my level 4 talent specifically for the Chromie, and actually my level 20 talent specifically for the Chromie as well. So there is a little bit of variation you can do in here, unlike the Alarak from the last video where you pretty much always pick the same thing every game. But we are going to go for Sulfurous Hungers, Fire Ward. Again, you would go for the damage resistance if you didn't want to pick this up, or if they were a bit more physical damage based. Then we have Hand of Ragnaros, Sulfurous Smash, Cauterize Wounds, Giant Scorcher, and then Submerge. If you didn't want to go for Submerge, I would recommend picking up Heroic Difficulty, which increases the health of Molten Core, and its cooldown is also going to be reduced substantially as well. This combos really, really well with Sulfurous Smash because it's just amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This was another character that you can play in the solo lane versus any comp out there and still have some pretty good success. I'm going to showcase a few more of these in the next few videos, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.